Hey there everybody, my name is Eddie and I hope you guys are having a good day. Today I'm just going to be doing some live development over here on a API that I'm working on. So hopefully you find this kind of entertaining, and I'm going to try and maybe edit down my thought process and just go through what I'm thinking and what I'm doing while I'm creating a little API for platform development today. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, like I said, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So what we have here right now is a route for my API to create a Kubernetes configuration on our backend. We take a model. Let's see. We go to the definition. And it takes in a user ID, an auth token, and a Kubernetes config file. And I go back here. We'll create a Kubernetes config in our database. And we have a kube configs, an ID, a user ID, and a config data. Now, what I kind of want to do is extend this out. Alright, so yeah, what we're gonna have happen is we're gonna take in a Kubernetes file. Kind of zoom in here a little bit. Actually, use large text. Hopefully we can see that better. We'll take in a Kubernetes config. This Kubernetes config has different things like user for the config, the server name, and actually open one up and take a look at it. Just vim.kubeconfig. Right. So we have things about the cluster, the context that we're in, and the user. So maybe we might want to grab some of this stuff out, like the cluster name, the context of the user for the context, and I think. Oh, well, actually the user comes from here, doesn't it? Users. The context has a combination of what the user is and what the cluster is. Okay. User, server name. Okay. So when we upload a Kubernetes config, this is an example of one. It's just a YAML file with different values and key value pairs. But we can get information out of it, things like the user, the server name, and the label. And that is kind of what I want to do now with this API. I have a lot of APIs. Yeah, so I kind of want a way of, when we send it a Kubernetes config, to grab those values out, and then I guess I kind of want to extend this database model. So let's extend this. So we have the config data, and we'll call this the kube user maybe. and it's a column with a text field. Oh, it's false. And how about a server, kube server, and column text, and this will also not be nullable. And how about a label and another column with a text. And that works well. I don't think we need this null, so I'm just gonna erase that. Right. Okay. So we're probably gonna need to import YAML here. So import YAML. And what we're gonna do is we have that kube config file. So see here. YAML dot safe load, and then what we're safe loading is this kube config request dot kube conf file, and then when we load it, we just want to get the values from it. So let's look at it. Oop, nope, wrong place. I think it's here, the shell. So we're gonna select the cluster, and then we have an array, so we're gonna select the 0th array, the cluster, and we're gonna get name out of it. And then I think we're gonna do the same thing for user. That's my understanding. So, cluster name equals. Oh, and we need to put this YAML safe load thing into a variable, don't we? ML, YAML, we'll call it data. That, and then it's lowercase w, cluster 0, and we want name, and user equals that same YAML data. Actually no. Oh, and DC is plural. And there's also called name. Cool. For it to have good notes. And let's take a look back at this. And kube user, kube server, conf label. Kube user, kube server. Just take a look, conf label. Let's just, this is a name. We'll just chart code this one for now, just so we don't have to really think about it too hard. Cool. And now we can test this out. What is it called? Kube server. There we go. And now we send that in. There we go. And let's just open up Postman. I think we have, we'll have to grab this, but you can just come here and now be able to send this request out. Only getting some of the data back, and that's probably because the response model is not built out yet, but we could figure that out real quick. Create kube config, get kube config response, get kube config request. So we have the config data, config user, and that's a string and a wait, no. It's not called that. It's called kube user, kube server, kube user, kube server, kube user, server. And now do we get all of our data? Yes, look at that. And now what we really want is to not show this, but we want to kind of you know, show proper data and have a nice, pretty good looking component that we can display over here, not down here. But I think I'll do that in another episode. I think this is enough content and gives you guys enough to think about and kind of see the system, how it plays out. Let's ways to get this stuff up. So we have the kubeconf in progress, and let's push all those changes up, and there we go. So that's our feature for today. Yeah, I think I want to do some more of these. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but I'm sure that it will be it'll be something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I want to do more of these. Hopefully they're fun to watch, and if not, I'll kind of start trying to figure out kind of what the formatting for this should be, and whether I should edit more, or whether you know, this kind of just information dump and me kind of talking through my entire process is entertaining for you guys.